I'm Jade Raymond, Managing Director of Ubisoft Toronto.
So can you give the fans a brief overview of your sort of career? To me, you're the face of Assassin's Creed, and then you somehow end up, you're now at a studio controlling what goes on.
Well, I started out as a programmer. I did a bunch of internships in games. I always knew I wanted to be in gaming. I started out at Sony, worked on a lot of crappier games at the beginning.
Well, at least you're honest.
Well, Jeopardy. I mean, I didn't really get in the games industry to be programming Jeopardy games, to be honest here, but anyways, and then I moved on to EA. I was working on The Sims Online at EA. And then I worked at a game startup for a little while as well, actually in San Francisco, called There. So we were doing like a sort of casual MMO, which is pretty cool. And then after that, I moved to Montreal to head up the Assassin's Creed, the first one. Got to work on building new IP. After the first one shipped, I moved into the role of executive producer on Assassin's Creed 2. And I also was overseeing new IP in the Montreal studio, so I had several teams that I was working with. And when I was 8 months pregnant and about to go on mat leave, Yanis asked me if I wanted to become managing director of the new Toronto studio and start that up. So that's when this role began.
So Assassin's Creed, it seems crazy that, the original, you look at the original now and look where it is with Black Flag just being announced. When you were working on the project, did you know it was going to be this huge, one of the biggest franchises for Ubisoft?
Well, we obviously hoped that it would be. We really had this unique opportunity, which was to create a new franchise from scratch, which you don't often get in the game industry. And we wanted to make sure we didn't squander that opportunity. So we actually spent a lot of time trying to create a proper franchise, not just one game. So we did ask ourselves the question, if we do create a game that's successful, how do we make sure that there is a structure, an overarching kind of meta story that can continue to play out over many different games and over different media and stuff like that, and allows us to keep on reinventing it. So that's why we created the Animus and the present day and kind of, this whole other story arc that we could explore in different time periods and continue to keep the franchise fresh. So that was one of our aspirations. But, at the end of the first game, as it is, as is often the case, I was stressed, and all you see are the problems and the bugs. And all right. So for sure, at the end of the first game, I was like, "Oh man, we're never going to get to make the other thing." So we had
it's all finished.
So luckily, we got to work on a second and a third, and
Looking back at the first one, what was it that Assassin's Creed 2 was incredible? Was completely different. It was nothing like the first one. It was a lot bigger and better game. The first one had a horrible ending in which it just got rushed out. Sequel. There's going to be a sequel. What?
Gee, thanks. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. Just stabbing you in the back there. But honestly, it felt. I remember it being demoed at E3, and I remember this incredible game that we'd never seen before. When you were working on Assassin's Creed 2, were you so aware of the problems in the first one?
Yeah, and we were aware of the problems in the first one when we were building the first one. I think, but we were trying to do so many things for the first time in AC1. We had so many different ambitions to do things differently. Not only the free running, which kind of is the signature of Assassin's Creed, being able to run anywhere in an open environment, but we wanted to create crowd blending and AI systems and over 100 people on screen, and we wanted to create this kind of new way of controlling a character, and we wanted to create a game that could be played without any interface, which was one of the objectives of the first. So, we didn't succeed on all of the fronts, and we realized that some of the ideas we tried turned out great, and some of the ideas we tried didn't turn out, and because we were trying to innovate so much, we kind of ran out of time to do some of the things that we wanted to do. So luckily we got a chance to do Assassin's Creed 2, and we got to do those things. So the things that we realized we needed to do differently but we ran out of time to do, we got to do properly in the second one.